Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Park Feme. My name is Veda.
Hi, I'm Kika.
And we're here to talk to you about this this amalgamation of chaos that was the Montreal Grand Prix.
It was a little more than chaos.
Did anyone even hit the Wall of Champions?
I
feel
don't think so.
So many
I
things
think we skimmed
happened. So many things happened, and all I wanted was for somebody to tap the wall, and I think that's the one thing that didn't happen.
It's okay. It didn't happen last year either for my first race.
Yeah,
and,
I was, man. Take me
it's
back
okay
to
because
the
we got the
days
McLarens
where
clashing.
they did make a little brief contact. I was really surprised at the end when both of them were kind of like, yeah, I really enjoyed the battling and because I thought both of them would be steaming.
Pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean steaming as George was? Because George was steaming.
Oh my god, dude. My favorite meme that has come out since the race is the one. Well, it's not even a meme. It's just Red Bull replying to a picture of him throwing the headrest.
Yes.
And it said something borderline dude. Something or whatever. And I was like, oh dude. My god.
I mean, for those who didn't watch, George had an unfortunate event almost towards the end of the race where his engine gave out. And in his rage, he chucked his radio little controller out of the car and then proceeded to pick up his headrest and chuck it out the front of his vehicle, causing it to land on the track. And he was like standing there. I have pictures of him. Do you remember the old meme of the bald guy watching the soccer game when he's standing there pouting with his hands on his hip? He was doing that literally thing behind the bar. I gotta find that picture. Oh my gosh.
His like head shakes when he was when he was like watching. Every time that he would shake his head, he had that little sassy like It was fucking killing me,
dude, for real.
Okay, and then just as a disclaimer, because we were chatting about this beforehand, neither of us have had time after the Grand Prix ended. We were not sure if there were going to be any other, like any post-race penalties, which I do know there were a couple, I believe.
There were a lot.
There was a lot that were settled or like no further investigation or anything like that. But I think it was Bottas and Bortoleto that both got a penalty.
Yes. And technically George did, but George
got a fine. I don't think he actually got like a race altering penalty, which wouldn't really matter because he DNF'd anyways. But regardless, we weren't sure if there was going to be any position changes or any DSQs or anything like that. And we held off on the fantasy update to the sheet, so we don't have that information this time. After Monaco, we'll just go over everything as is, where we stand. And we'll just briefly mention what we gained in Montreal as well. But as far as the penalties, I have never... Okay, I could be wrong. I don't think I've ever seen that many exclamation points on different people.
Dude, at the same time, or like, oh my gosh. Crazy. Dude, we're all sitting there. There was like 5 of us in chat. We're going, what the heck is happening?
There was so many
like,
cars
if someone hit
out,
the wall, I don't think we paired
exclamation points. Like,
dude, let's start the beginning of the race. We should have known because the start of the race was an absolute shit show. We're starting with McLaren came in with intermediates, thinking that they were gonna pull a
they were trying to be.
us.
Yeah, they were. There were like, I want to say maybe 6 drivers, including the 2 McLarens that started on intermediates. And granted, it was raining, so it makes sense, but it was drying up too much, and so everyone else was on slicks. And you had both McLaren drivers were saying, hey, we're on the wrong tires. This is a bad idea. We shouldn't have done this. And McLaren pulled a Ferrari and was like, no, we know what we're doing. You're fine. Relax.
You're fine. It's okay.
And then I think it was during the second formation lap, Oscar was...
we had like 3.
Yeah, Oscar was going back and forth with his engineer and ultimately was like, I want to pit right away for slicks because there's no way these intermediates are not going to do anything for us. So McLaren goes for the early pit. And that was right. I mean, like, that was decided on the second formation lap, which, by the way, happened because there was a problem with the start system. So then you had the issue. Kimi jumped the gun on the line.
Well, not even that. Arvid's car wasn't going into gear.
Yeah, and somebody in the like the room that starts the race, essentially, I guess caught it last second that his car wasn't starting, and then delayed it and put in an extra formation lap right then and there. So Arvid Lindblad out right away. His car just won't start. He'd been having issues with it. And so he's out of the race. And then we do the extra formation lap, and that's where we decide at McLaren basically that we're going to pit immediately for slicks. And then there was the debate over whether or not there was still going to have to be 2 compounds used because they started on intermediates, to which apparently if you start the race on intermediates, you do not have to have 2 different slick compounds. The intermediates mean that you can just use whatever tire you want to next. And then if you want to repeat it, you can repeat it, which means if you wanted to use 2 soft tires, go for it. But just like all of that within like the first 3 or 4 minutes, like before the lights even really go out, was insane to me. And then, yeah, McLaren's pit right away. Obviously, they did not have a great time due to that. I think the unsung hero of this race for me was definitely Lewis Hamilton. I feel like I haven't seen this Lewis in a while.
In a long time.
In a while. And so
I don't think I've ever seen this Lewis.
Yeah, that's fair because you've only known Ferrari Lewis. Wow, that is insane to me. That I guess I never really considered this, but it's crazy to me that you didn't get to experience Mercedes Lewis.
I mean, obviously, like, everyone knew who he was. Like, even if I wasn't F1, you know, there was still enough F1 knowledge going around.
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. I mean, look, he was in the Car series. He was in the Forza series as one of the AIs. Blah 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 blah. You know, he was there, but everyone's like, oh, cool. He's a famous driver. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then you get to know him through Formula One, and you're like, damn, that's my goat. But yeah, like it's I feel like this race, 2 things that I haven't seen in a while happen in this race. I haven't seen an angry George in a while, and that might be the angriest I've ever seen George Russell. And then I haven't seen a super happy Lewis the way that I saw him this past weekend. So I mean, like, I think for as much as I kind of hate these new regulations, I will say there are aspects of it where it kind of feels like it's bringing out parts of people that I haven't seen in a pretty long time.
In a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, like, Charles and Max have kind of taken a back seat. I feel like they're just depressed every weekend.
Hey, Max had a good weekend this weekend.
Yeah, Max had a good weekend. Also, my heartstrings are forever pulled for the way that they lifted Kimi at the podium. That makes my heart go doki doki. I love the support for him this year. It really is his year. I'm just blown away by how his year's going. And I mean, like, I know there's a lot of talk about luck being behind it because he's in a rocket ship and George hasn't had the best time, and you know, I get it, things keep happening and they kind of like give Kimi the upper hand, but like you also can't argue there have been a couple of moments where Kimi's just done better than George. And I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like anytime that somebody is looking good as a champion contender, somebody has something to negate the validity of it, and I'm just happy for Kimi. I'm just glad that he's enjoying his season and that's going well for him.
I don't know, he wasn't enjoying qualifying and the first part of the race though. He was having a
have you Have you seen the meme? So Alex sent it to me. There's a meme of like a guy driving in his car and he's eating like a 5-course meal, and it just says Kimi Antonelli after George is out of the Montreal race.
No, but did you see? What about the one of them in their get along shirt?
Yeah, the the meme of them in the "This is our get along" shirt, and their faces are just plastered on top of the actual fucking people in the picture.
Because I know he was having a hard time about give the position back in the sprint and all that stuff, and got mad about the racing against George, and then they were doing it back and forth. I'm going to hell for this, and it's okay, but I really hoped they would have crashed. I really wanted them to crash.
The entire time. If anyone listening had been in our watch party, the entire time it was just all of us screaming, touch Mercedes, because we
just touch. Because they were so close every time. Like, I don't want them to lose. Don't get me wrong. I don't want them to crash, because crashing is serious.
Like but
with how risky they were being, I was like, please, please.
It was one of those things where it's like nobody wants to see two cars collide at that high of a speed, or like it's all like fun and jokes until it happens, right? But there was a moment where we were like, it would have been kind of crazy if they had crashed.
Like, I kind of just need them to touch just to like justify.
It kind of would have been
a
little crazy if they had made actual contact. But I feel like it's less of like a desire and it's more of like a get it over with, because inevitably anytime that two people under the same team are fighting, they end up colliding. It's happened so many times.
Looks at last Montreal with the Merci.
Yeah, literally. So it's one of those things where it's like, if we get it out of the way early, then Mercedes can just have smooth sailing the rest of the year, because they'll have a big internal meeting and they'll address it or whatever. But if this is building up all year, like, I mean,
Toto's gonna nip this in the bud now. He's talking to them today. You know that.
Yeah. I feel like I think especially
because Kimmy's really starting to show his childish side, which is allowed. He's only 18. It's showing us that, he's starting to get a little emotional. He was driving angry for like 10 laps. We're like, oh.
That was a big thing that we were talking about when we were watching, was we were like, oh yeah, he's driving angry now. Like, this is going to be really rough. But I feel like, it's crazy to me to think that we're still so early in the season, because it's just so hard for me to decide where I think everybody's gonna land. Like, there's part of, like, I think we have Ferrari upgrades coming soon. I don't think they're from Monaco, but I do think we have upgrades from them coming soon. Who knows what they're gonna pull out of the bag, I would love to see a single Ferrari win this year, like a single actual Grand Prix win. I would really, really enjoy that.
I wouldn't put it past them, though. They're getting close. The problem is, and we've addressed this before, and I've said it before, right now, and don't get me wrong, Kimi is, I'm always a Kimi fan. A lot of his wins are him just getting a little lucky and George just getting fucked over by the system.
Yeah.
Now, there's not to say that there's not skill in it, because there's 100% skill. Like, Kimi probably wasn't like top 3 the entire year until like the last couple races last season. It took a little bit.
Yeah.
But bad safety cars, engine failure, to name a few, for the last like 4 races for George. That's tough luck of the draw. Yeah, Kimi's fighting his way.
But that's also
like
not
same thing with Hamilton. Hamilton can make it.
That's also not necessarily the case, though, because, like, yes, this time around, he had, like, complete engine failure, but George won the sprint race. And then in Miami, he came in 4th for the race. And then for the sprint, he came in 4th as well, but Kimi was below him, because that was, McLaren took the Miami sprint. And then in Japan, he came in 4th. Like, I think it's just, George is just not. Kimmy's taking more risks, and I think it's just paying off for him. Like, I really think that's all it is, because, like, George has been having issues with the car for sure, yeah, but, like, we've had 5 races and 2 sprints, and George has maybe had engine issues in 2 or 3 of them.
3 out of 4, yeah.
Like, that excuse is gonna run dry.
No, it is. But I'm saying the excuse can definitely fall towards the McLarens and the Ferraris here shortly. Somebody in Mercedes gonna have an accident, it'll fuck up, and that's gonna pave the way for Ferrari to come in. It's inevitable at least once this season.
The crazy thing to me, I think, right now is that if you were to take Kimi out of it, like say he stops doing well, George, Charles, and Lewis are all in contention. George has like 88 points right now.
I have it somewhere.
Yeah. George has 88 points right now. Charles has 75. Lewis has 72. And Kimi has 131. Yeah.
And then because then the next one is Lando at 58. So Lando's like,
I mean,
the further apart than everybody else.
Technically,
compared to Kimi.
Technically, we have 7 people who could make it work just fine. I think the shocking thing to me when I was looking it up earlier is when you look at the top 10 in the title fight right now, Pierre Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Ollie Behrman are in it. Isn't that crazy?
Franco's almost there. Franco's almost there. I just need Liam Lawson to drop like 3 points, please. Please. Anyway.
If Liam keeps doing better than Isaac, we might see a swap, which would be crazy.
We might see a swap. For sure.
Because I don't think they would take. Well, they definitely wouldn't take Arvid. Because he's too fresh.
But Arvid's doing pretty good too.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He scored points.
Look at Behrman though. Behrman's chunking things.
Yeah, Behrman's
now obviously I know
doing
that
pretty good.
I know that Esty Bestie is having a little bit of struggles with the car. But like even still, Ollie's like pulling rabbits out of hats.
You want to know something that I think is really impressive that we haven't touched upon?
Please.
Oscar immediately catching up.
Yes.
This man wasn't able to race the first 2 weekends of the F1 season.
Yeah.
And is somehow only 10 points behind his teammate. That's pretty great.
Did you see what Lando put on his Instagram?
No.
He changed his Instagram bio to "You are a world champion. Me to myself in the mirror every morning." I'm gonna find it. I need to find it.
That's incredible. Oh, I love that for him.
I need to hold on. I'm looking for it real quick because it's so funny.
He's just like me for real. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's crazy because I think there's still so much left of the season that really anything could happen. But I have a feeling if it's not going to be Kimi, it's going to be because George makes a comeback. Mercedes has definitely got the constructor championship. I really don't think that there's a way in which they lose that. But I do think that they're also going to have the world champion. Like, I do think it is going to be a Mercedes driver.
He got rid of it. No!
I would love for... Are you sure it was real, or was it someone doing one of the things on, like, Twitter where they
I don't know. I just DM'd it to you.
That is very funny, though.
God, I wish it was real.
If that was real, it'd be fucking hysterical, actually. But yeah, I think Ferrari has a chance to slip up through, and truthfully, even if McLaren could get their shit together a little bit, or even if Max and Red Bull could get their shit together a little bit, we might see, like, I mean, after last year, I really don't think anything is impossible. Last year is probably the craziest season of Formula One that I've ever seen. Yeah, I think it tops 2021 for me for sure. Like, that title fight was crazy, but like, never would I have expected to see somebody go from 100+ point deficit and turn around and make that up. But yeah, because of that, like, I'm not counting anyone out. Franco Colapinto, he could have a chance. Who knows? Honestly, there's every chance in the world exists right now because we're only at round 6 in Monaco. And yeah, I think that if if I can predict 2 things as of right now for this season, it is one, I think Ferrari can win a race. I really think that they can do it if they bring the right upgrades. I don't think that is as likely as my next guess or my next prediction, which is the McLarens are going to touch.
The McLarens are going to touch.
They're gonna touch. It's gonna be
okay.
It's gonna be soon, because if it's not soon, it's gonna be a detrimental touch at the later part of the season. Like, it's gonna, because the thing is that
everything.
like I said, if it's not addressed soon, right? And I'm sure that Toto has ways of keeping them in check, right? So like I'm sure they've already kind of discussed. I mean, he even said it this weekend where, go race each other, race hard, do whatever. Don't contact and don't yo-yo. Don't let people catch up to you by doing this yo-yo passing each other thing.
Right. You pass, but don't repass if you don't have to.
Yeah. And I think that is fine and dandy. But I also think that the longer the season goes, the more George is going to be hungry to take that first place back, and the more Kimmy is not going to want to let go of it.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that, if they don't have that pivotal, we've made contact and we need to adjust how we're approaching each other on track, then when we get to that point later on, I think it's going to be a really big one, because it's going to come in a very, like, tension has been building the entire season. And I mean, that's just a gut feeling to me that that's how it would happen. It could just be a tiny touch that sends one of them off and they lose 5 positions or whatever. It could be. Right. But I just think the likelihood of it being a bad incident increases the longer we go without it. And I mean, and that's just like based off of everything that I have watched and everything that I've like seen from the history. Like, history repeats itself, right? And this is not something
right.
Prost and Senna.
This isn't something
like,
new.
It's something that's happened before. And like, I'm not saying that we have like a Prost and Senna thing going on. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think anybody expected that incident during their title fight, and it happened. So just saying. It could be crazy. So I do have
my favorite thing right now is that in our race notes for this race, it was just me going, what the fuck is this race?
Honestly, no.
I didn't take any notes. Because let's go through who DNF. Let's pull that up real quick.
I have it. So DNFs, we have Arvid was out at the start.
Didn't even start.
Albon, which is probably the one that I feel the worst about. Albon was collateral damage, I guess, from Piastri. Oh,
from one of the McLarens.
I think it was Piastri. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I think Piastri hit him because I remember Piastri took a super long in the pit to fix his front wing.
Yeah, I think that's correct. And then Fernando, I believe, DNF'd. I can't remember when he DNF'd, but I do know he pulled into the pit and he didn't come back out.
Oh, he DNF'd because he was having seat issues.
Yeah. And then George had his engine failure, which we all know that story. And then Lando DNF'd. And then Perez
Sergio.
DNF'd. Yeah.
Because remember, we saw the clip of him going to the pit lane and his
tire just exploded.
Like, just the whole thing just, and you're like, what the?
Yeah.
Rotated flip, and you're like,
yeah.
And because that was when they closed the pit lane. There was debris on the pit lane on the tarmac, and Lance almost hit the marshal that was running across.
Oh my god. Also, you know what I just realized?
Huh?
Of these DNFs, Arvid is mine? Did you take Liam?
Stop. No, don't make me look. No.
Albon is
Where's
yours.
he?
Alonso is yours. Russell is yours.
No.
Checo
Okay,
is
so
mine.
you wanna give me Kimmy?
No, you cannot
I will
have.
give you. I will give you everybody on my grid if you give me Kimmy.
you will have no points.
No.
I will have.
I have Isaac.
I
I
will
have George.
have
I have Lando. I
at
have
the.
Alex. I have Fernando.
Okay, wait.
No,
So
but you have Sergi. You have Sergey.
Sergio, yeah, and then do I have Lando?
No, I have Isaac, George, Lando, Lewis, Arvid. No, I have everybody except for Sergey.
Oh my god, you're so screwed for this week.
I'm so screwed.
I thought, oh yeah, because you have Botas, because that's your man's.
I have Botas.
Yeah.
No, but it's I actually can't take Kimmy because we're in the middle. They're fighting right now, so we have to take separate cars to go places.
Yeah,
with them.
true. You know what I will say you have going for you though? You have Franco doing. He did better than Pierre this time around.
Franco, my boy.
Yeah,
he's doing so good.
You also have Lewis, don't you?
I do have Lewis.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Lewis got me the points that my other boys couldn't.
Well, you did have 5 DNFs.
Dude, that's insane. First of all, can we talk about 5 DNFs in a race overall is insane?
Yeah, to have 6 DNFs overall? Again, that is I don't... What are we averaging? Are we averaging 5 DNFs?
Let's see. Australia, we had Hadjar, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Bottas, and Stroll. For the Chinese sprint, we had Hulkenberg, Lindblad, and Bottas. For the Chinese GP, we only had 3 with Verstappen, Alonso, and Stroll.
Okay, in Japan we had 2.
We only had 2. Miami sprint, we only had a disqualification. Miami GP, we had 4 with Hadjar, Lawson, Hulkenberg, and
wow, and then we had 6 this time. So we're averaging like 3 DNFs actually.
That's but that's still insane.
I mean, yeah, that is. There are,
and with the fact that there's not all to crashes, they're all to like
engine failures and and stuff going on with the wheels and seats and whatever. That is kind of insane to me though. How many, like 6 DNFs is like the last time that I feel like I actively remember seeing this many. Is there was one year there was a turn 1 where like 9 cars went off and we had like 4 immediate DNFs and then we had like 2 later or something like that. But it was, or maybe like a heavy rain race where we had quite a few. I feel like those are the last 2 that I remember. But usually those were due to conditions or due to like basically
conditions or accidents.
Yeah.
Right.
So to have
not
this
like,
many off of
hey,
a
my
failure,
car just said
yeah, exactly. It's insane to me. But yeah, so we had, those were our DNFs, was Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, Alex Albon, and Arvid Lindblad. And then the other crazy thing to me, okay, I would normally not go through all of these, but I just need to stress how crazy this is to me. Kimi was the lap, like, or was was P1, he won the race, right? Then you have Lewis Hamilton, 10.7 seconds behind. Then Max, 11.27 seconds behind. This is all like from Kimi. Then you have Charles, 44 seconds behind Kimi. Those are your top 4. Everybody afterwards is a lap or more behind. That is.
I know. I think there were some people that was double lapped, which is insane.
That is insane to me. There were. Are you kidding me? The end of the group, like Lance Stroll and Valtteri, they were like 4 or 5 laps behind. That's crazy.
Insane.
They are Ferrari and Mercedes are whack.
Insane.
And Max, but Max is Max. So I do Max when we were watching this, it was nice for us to be like, and it's the return of da 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 da.
Yeah. Sorry, we had to.
This is the first race in a long time where it went in the blink of an eye because there was just something happening all the time. I
Dude, by the time we were
genuinely.
recovering, I don't think we looked away from the screen because you know we're all playing Forza right now, so we're all sitting there trying to play Forza. We're like, oh, we can't play Forza. We have to watch
Yeah,
this.
literally all of us were like, okay, here's what I'm doing while we watch this race, and we're just like talking
Never
and
mind.
chatting, and then we're like, oh, what's happening? Oh, what's happening? Oh my god! Oh my god! The Mercedes! Da, 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 da. And then after George went out, I think I was the one who said, I was like, well, I have a feeling things are about to get a little more boring. Absolutely not. It
No,
felt like there was
no,
something happening at all times.
at all times.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is going to be probably the people who went to the Canadian Grand Prix, I am so jealous of them. I like the
For
what a
real.
race to get to watch. I just like the most bang for your buck ever too, cuz the sprint race was pretty good. The race was great. Tensions were high. That just like
I've seen videos of people getting in the seats where George got out, like, and that's insane. So they get a front row seat of just watching
of
his temper
meltdown.
tantrum.
Yeah. I do want to say, I think the interviews that were given for the Montreal Grand Prix, I don't know what kind of PR training that they have gotten this year, but everyone's answers are so like neutral and polite and like, yeah, we're all friends here. Everything is fine. And I'm like,
fires are being started in the back
yeah.
row.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here and I'm like, George, get mad. What are you doing? They're like, are you not angry? I would be fuming.
I think my favorite PR training that I've seen so far is from Arvid for the start of the race. If the ground's wet, we start on wet. If the ground's dry, we start on dry. Everyone's like, wait a second, this is like new technology.
He's cracked the code, ladies and gentlemen. The tires are dependent on what the track looks like. It's crazy.
That's so insane. Maybe McLaren should listen to that.
I feel like if I was a Formula One driver, those are absolutely the answers. They would be like, yeah, no, what are your feelings about this weekend? I would be like looking up into the sky and be like, well, I mean, like, it's pretty nice out. Like, I guess would be good weather to like, I don't know, bike.
I'd love a little bit more of a breeze outside personally, but like, you know, I'm not mad. The humidity's a little high right now.
Yeah. I would give such roundabout answers, man. They'd be like, yeah, what do you think went wrong with the car? And I'd be like, yeah, it just like didn't work right.
Who says it was the car? It could have totally been me. Like,
yeah, just roundabout answers.
Or you hit the whole like, how are you feeling about the weekend? Well, you know, I slept a little wrong last night. The pillow that I had was a little hard.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think I'll be staying at the Best Western anymore. I feel like that's not really my vibe. And
there just be really like, man, I asked for water and they gave me tap water and it just really tastes a little off. Like something like that.
Yeah, I would give such bullshit answers because I would be sick of the media too. I'd be like, you guys don't need to know everything. So
what are you looking forward to for this race? Well, actually, I'm looking forward to after the race when I get to go home and like eat some sushi.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, somebody would be like, "Are you worried about making contact with your teammate?" And I'd be like, "Well, I contact them like pretty regularly. Like we're on a team, so we have to communicate."
I'd be like, hey, Max, come here, give me a high five. All right, we made contact. Let's go.
Yeah, literally. Are you worried about making contact with your teammate? You mean like giving them a high five or a fist bump? Is there a new COVID? Do I not know about this?
Dude, our media team would be so proud, but so sick of us.
I feel like our media team would be like, well, they'll never leak anything, but at the same time, they would be like, can you stop driving the interviewers insane? Like, please take it a little seriously.
We're never gonna, guys. We need you to have real interviews because people are stopping wanting to interview you, and it's hurting our image. I need you.
Have you? Speaking of interviews, have you seen Ollie and Esteban? They did the puppy interview.
I did not see the puppy.
Whoever does it.
I saw the Carlos and Albon doing their cutting things in the middle for weights.
Oh, like the perfect halves or whatever?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I need to watch that one. That was I've grown to like last year was the first year that I really like dove into the person. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because I liked Carlos and Charles together enough like the clips that I saw to where I watched a lot of stuff with them. And then
Right.
everything else was pretty much just like clips on like my Instagram reels or whatever it might be. Um but last year with you was when I really kind of started to dive into their personalities because I didn't watch Drive to Survive. So like I never
Right.
really got attached to like Max Verstappen the person or like Lewis Hamilton the
Right.
person. It was always the driver, like the skill behind the wheel and all that. And
Right.
watching all of the previous like Grill the Grids, is that what they're called? Yeah. Grill
Something
the
like that.
Grids and then like the challenge videos and all of that stuff. I there are a few of them that I really really like. I love Alex Albon.
He's
He
such
is
a cutie
a
pie.
precious being. He's so good at talking to people and like doing the media stuff.
He's so down to earth too.
Literally. And I just like he's such a guy, you know? So I kind of like watching all of the media stuff that he does. And I think him and Carlos make a pairing that I feel like
They make a very good team.
I wouldn't think that it would work, but it feels like they're both kind of on the I'm competitive, but I'm also kind of laid back kind of vibe. Because with Carlos and Charles, when they were both with Ferrari, the reason I liked watching their stuff is because they were like chaotic
Romancing.
competitive, yeah, and
Right.
like it was very fun to watch them because they were just like it's just like two best friends like going at each other and getting competitive over everything, and it's always just like kind of a fun little time with them. So I really enjoyed watching that, but I have come to love watching stuff between him and Alex because it feels so like laid back. I'm just watching two guys who are like working together and they're both kind of funny and they're both kind
Right.
of like chill and cool. And
There's like little brother competitiveness, but not like competitiveness. They're like we this team works better when we work together, so we're just gonna
yeah,
work
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. So I've been enjoying that. There are certain teams like I think Lando and Oscar's humor just doesn't match mine too well. Cause
No.
watching stuff between the two of them, I'm kind of like, hmm,
Hmm.
hmm,
Hmm.
yeah, you
Eh.
guys are fine.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Just,
give like a little chuckle, move on. I don't
there's
think
no way he
Max.
said that.
I don't think Max does media, but I used to love watching him and Daniel together. And
Yeah.
Daniel was the only one that I ever used to watch stuff about. Like he would do interviews or whatever, and I would watch every single freaking thing he was in because I loved his personality. I think everybody loved his
I miss him.
personality. Me too. It's so funny for you to say you miss him when you
I've
like
never
yeah
heard
you
it. Yeah,
never
listen,
watched him.
leave me out of this. Listen, man, it's fine. It's fine.
But
No, but
like
I think the
that's the
funniest.
effect that he has.
No, that's the effect. I mean, just seeing like missing him from like from watching his past videos in the
Yeah.
teams. I'm like, damn, like that's a vibe no one else can bring right now. I will say right now, my top favorite PR team right now is VCarb
Oh
because
yeah, they kill it.
you have Arvid who's like, yeah, let's do this, and they're like, hey Liam, do this, and then Liam does this, and he goes, there's no way you just made me do this because they trick him into doing things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's
Liam's like so over all of it.
yeah. I feel like Liam has very much the attitude I feel like of anybody that is being pestered by a coworker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I feel like when I think about him the same way I think about my old coworker who I would like peer over my cubicle and be like, "Hey, I got a question for you." And like
no, it what it is it's me bothering the shit out of you. I'm like, hey Veda, do you love me? You're like, yes, I love you. Shut the fuck
yeah,
up. I'm
yeah.
like, are you sure?
It's very like
Can you bring me a cookie?
Liam is a walking eye roll and it's like it's so funny to watch
It's
like
so
the
funny.
social media. But him and Isaac killed it last year
Oh, they
with
did for
VCarb.
sure.
Like the VCarb social media is on top of it. I also will say I follow all of the teams. I don't think I follow all the drivers, but I follow all the
Right,
teams on
teams.
Instagram and I love VCarb does like garage playlists and I love those. Also,
Dude, the playlists are so good.
yeah, also every time that Stray Kids makes its way into one of those, I'm like, what is
It's
K-pop
so
doing
funny.
here?
It's so
um,
funny.
but yeah, I feel like I don't know. I think I think when it comes to like the personalities and everything, this year I'm kind of like really getting a better taste of like which drivers I think I like the personalities of more, because I've been watching a lot of clips of interviews and stuff about them talking about the regulations and the cars and like all of that stuff. And they've just been coming out with more stuff that like I'm interested in watching. Like I know earlier on this year there were like videos of like Charles and Lewis doing like vintage, or not vintage, like classic video games. Um
Mm-hmm.
and so I really enjoyed watching that as a gamer, and so that was really fun. And then I've kind of been watching a little bit more, like I watched Max's documentary for a little bit that he did. Cuz he had, I think it was for the Nordschleife that he had the documentary for. I only watched like a small bit of it, but I plan on continuing that. And yeah, I don't know. Like I guess the most I ever really watched of anybody was Max and Charles, because they were streaming during the pandemic and I like got into their streams and anything. So really I haven't taken time to actually get to know anybody except for those two and Carlos Sainz. Uh
Right.
but I think I now understand the appeal of like having a driver whose personality you like, or that, you know, whatever. I think for so long I was just holding on to Daniel Ricciardo, and then he left and I was like, who am I supposed to
Yeah.
like now?
Who am I supposed to love?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Who am I supposed to love? And like, sure, I think some of them are funny and stuff, but I'm like, who am I supposed to like? Who's gonna light up the paddock and like do silly things on interviews and stuff? So
right, because like Botas really, I haven't seen too much from the
I
Caddy
know,
boys. They've been doing their
yeah,
own thing.
yeah.
I did see a recent butt picture from Botas though.
Oh,
I don't remember what it was for,
he's
but there was
back to
one.
the butt photos. Gotcha.
It was like a half butt. You know what I
He's
mean?
Dude, he's such a wild ride. I love Valtteri Bottas. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of holding out for I'm hoping one of the rookies will become like that kind of like positive energy on the broadcasts, and you know, have the funny radio messages. I thought for a while it was going to be Lando. I wanted to like Lando. Like I wanted to like him a lot, but I think I just don't get his humor, or I don't get his like attitude, I guess. I like the stuff he does with Quadrant, and I love the fact that he works closely with Izzy Hammond, because I love her. For context, Izzy Hammond is one of the Top Gear guys' daughter.
Hammond, yeah, that tracks.
Mhm.
Also, I just DM'd you that picture.
Oh, that's funny.
It needs to be. Like I said, it's a half butt.
I love the reaction, the Fernando reaction that's in the comments
That
too.
reaction is
That's
so good.
funny.
Hey?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you gotta love Valtteri. He's like
But notice he timed it well, because you can see what the Jets are doing there.
yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah.
such a clown.
He's got a good humor.
Yeah.
He's got some good humor, but like it doesn't show the way Danny's did in
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, and see, that's my thing, is that like I feel like Daniel Ricciardo was just such like a beam of sunshine that like he forced people to have a good time. And Sebastian Vettel was the same way. But like those were my guys, and they're both gone now. So it's hard for me because I haven't fallen into like a rabbit hole on any of the drivers, and it's like I guess realistically it's like Vettel and Ricardo were kind of like on the grid during what I feel like were my years to be like kind of more of a fan of the person, or like the people behind the wheel, versus now it feels like I like if I go and try to get to know the personality of like one of the like last year's rookies or whatever, it feels weird. Like it just feels weird to be like attached to the personality of somebody who's like 10 years younger than me.
For real.
Plus, like so I think it's just one of those things where it's like I already hit the sweet spot of like being a fan of the drivers, and I will Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo, I will miss you forever. But
listen, did you see that he made it to IndyCar this weekend? He was at IndyCar.
Yeah, I saw that.
We should have been there. We should have been.
I did my one IndyCar race. I'm good.
Okay, but he could be at next year's.
If he's driving IndyCar next year, I am going.
We're going.
I am paying the freaking money to get the garage pass or whatever, and I am meeting.
We're going.
I am meeting Daniel Ricciardo.
We're going. I'll go with you.
But yeah, I will. I actually don't think I could do it. I think I'd cry. I think I would shake. Like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I don't get starstruck, right? Like starstruck is not something that I get.
You've been in the same room with a couple, and you're just like, oh, that's so cool. Moving on.
Exactly. Yeah, like I have met one or two pretty big names in my life, to which I gave one a very subtle nod, and he gave me a very subtle nod, and I said, oh, that was really cool, and I've walked away. And the other one I've unfortunately embarrassed myself in front of, which is fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's cool. We move on.
We're humans.
But I think with Danny Rick, there's just something about like the idea of meeting him, because he's closer to like a human being than the way that I've ever viewed another like big name, like celebrity or anything, to where like it's almost more nerve-wracking to think about asking him for anything, because it's like I don't want to make it out to be like I'm like a fan of you, because I don't really feel like you're like a crazy celebrity or anything, but like also I really want you to sign this, but also like I don't want to bother you because you are a human being,
right?
And like I don't know, it's just there's something weird about. I think it's just also like I don't do like, it's been Sebastian Stan and Margot Robbie for like most of my life have been my celebrity like quote unquote crushes. And so I don't really know how to handle that kind of stuff, because never in a million years would I ever be in a situation to meet either one of them. And I don't know, like I don't really do the parasocial thing, and so it feels weird to be like a fan of somebody for me almost. And like I don't know, I go back and forth, because I was into K-pop at some point, and that's like all about being like a super fan. But that one I have a gigantic theory on why K-pop fans are not actually fans. And it's all like a psychological brainwashing culty type thing. Because the second I was out of K-pop, I looked back at everybody that I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with them, and I was like, there's nothing appealing about this human being to me.
Right.
Like it's definitely.
Now I will say, oh for sure. And now I will say, if I'm given the opportunity to be in the Ferrari garage, yeah, cool. Claire's cool. Yeah, cool.
Where's the dog?
Cool. Where's the dog?
Where's Leo?
Where's Leo? Let me see this dog.
I will say, I will say, I would much rather have the opportunity to meet Leo than
Alex. I want Leo and Alex.
Yeah, I do want to meet Alex. I just want to see her in person. She's so pretty. I just want to see how down to earth she is in real life. You know what I mean? She seems so cool, and I love everything that she stands for. And so,
even if we don't have a conversation, I would just love to be like, "Hey, girl, what's up?"
I would, you know what
I mean?
Wave to Charles. I would look at Alex and say, "Slay, you are an icon. I love you."
Oh my god, I love your purse and I love your dog.
Yeah, your fashion is on point.
Oh my god, can I pet him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I pet him?
100%. And that's how you can tell that we are dog people.
Well, my entire social media for the last 10 years has strictly been dog, because I'm part of a very niche and specific dog community. So I'm always like, when I see your dog, I'm gonna kiss it. Like, Chris, you can't kiss my dog. My dog will eat you. Like, I am built different. I will die kissing your dog. Like, that's how my entire personality with all my friends with these high drive dogs. And they're like, you know what? If you can do it, go for it. I'm like, thanks, I've got permission.
Excellent, yeah.
But like, that's I'm like, people are cool, but like, let me see your baby.
Yeah.
Let me see this child.
Yes. Let me meet the cutie pie. Yeah.
You can meet mine, but like, let me meet yours.
100%. Okay. We have gotten so off topic, kind of like sidebarred quite a bit, but yes, after Montreal, I feel like our feelings going into Monaco. Monaco's boring. It's all about the qualifying. We've been knew this. But do you have?
I'm excited to see the fashion.
What do you think? I'm excited. Yeah, I am excited to see like the Monaco vibes. That's always like a cool part.
Like,
But then,
I want the fashion show for it.
yeah, but then like
I'm
the
curious to see what happens this race because Mercedes is changing up supposedly their engine make
there, yeah,
in the sense.
all Mercedes engines are dialing back on the compression stuff.
Now
That
I don't
has to
think that's going to
go.
have too much, but you never know.
I know, yeah, everything seems to say that they're set to suffer a little more, but I gotta be honest with you, I am not an engineer and I'm not too sure what exactly the compression rate
Yeah.
does to the car. Like
We'll find out.
I don't know how much of a change it is and how much difference it makes in what component of the car. But yeah.
What engines do they have? Who has the Mercedes engine?
It is Mercedes, McLaren,
Alpine, Alpine, and Williams.
Williams, yeah. So all of those theoretically.
McLaren might not have a. Okay, so my poor Alpine boys might get shafted. If it is an issue, McLaren's not in it, so it's fine. This means if it is a big issue, Ferrari could come out on top.
It would be crazy. It would be crazy.
It'd be so awesome. It would be so cool.
If this screws up for McLaren and the first race Ferrari wins since Carlos Sainz 2 years ago is Monaco. That would be crazy.
I'm just saying.
It also, I would love to see Charles win it again. That would be really fun. I would love to see that.
I'm gonna say my first two. I'm gonna say at least one Ferrari on the podium.
Okay.
A minimum. I'm still gonna stick with my Mercedes boys just because they're my boys. And then we all know. Hold your breath. My wild card is Franco Colapinto.
Yes.
As per always, and you will never take that from me.
Yes.
Ever. But I do think we're gonna get at least gonna get maybe a Mercedes, maybe two Mercedes and a Ferrari, if not two Ferraris and a Mercedes.
Okay. Okay, slow it up. Okay, so you said two Merc and a Ferrari.
Or flip it and do one Merc and two Mercedes.
Or two Ferrari and a Merc. Okay.
And then Franco Colapinto.
And then wild card is Franco. Gotcha.
Always.
And then for me, I'm gonna say I always do mine with actual people. So I'm gonna be hopeful and I'm gonna say Charles wins it. And then I'm gonna say I'm gonna go a 1-2. I'm gonna say Charles Lewis. I want it. I want that to be the thing.
We loved him.
Charles Lewis, and then I'm gonna say George. I'm gonna give George the back into doing better than Kimi in Monaco. And I'm gonna say that he takes third. And my wild card will be a Max win.
We love Max.
I don't know if has
Max podium.
Monaco Grand Prix winners. I'm trying to remember what year he won. And if he's won more than one. He has. He won 2021 and 23. Oh, I should have guessed. 23 was the one I knew, but 2021, I remember that being a big deal. Yeah. The previous winners we have here, though, Lando Norris. I forgot that he won last year. Lando Norris last year, Charles the year before, Max the year before, Sergio the year before that, and Max again the year before that. And then 2020, we didn't have it because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah. And then before that, that's when you get into like the Mercedes. I think Ricciardo won it in 2018. That was my first ever Monaco Grand Prix I watched. And Lewis won it the year after, 2019.
The important question.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get mad mid-race and instead of going back to the garage is gonna go to their yacht?
Who's gonna pull a Kimi Räikkönen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know who has a yacht in Monaco besides Charles. Max, maybe? Max has a yacht. I don't know who else. I don't know which of the drivers can actually afford to have a yacht and which one of them.
Charles, Lewis, Max, Lawrence. So I guess Lance could go to his. Lewis could go to his. Max, Charles. Charles bought a new one recently, actually.
Yeah, I saw Alex christening it on social media.
Gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah. Well, I do have some fun facts about the Monaco Grand Prix, which, by the way, is the crown jewel of Formula One. And it's known for its exclusivity and its incredibly narrow layout due to it being set on the streets of Monte Carlo. It takes 6 weeks to assemble the race, the street circuit, and features the slowest corner in the entire season, in the entire calendar, which is taken at about 30 miles an hour, which, if you guys have seen Monaco, you know the corner. It's the crazy downhill hairpin. It's absolutely insane. It is the only race to run at a distance of less than 305 kilometers. It is 260 kilometers long, and it has a low average speed, so it's actually a 78 lap race. Drivers average about 3,600 gear changes throughout the Monaco Grand Prix.
Jeez.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? The chapel turn, which is the opening corner of the race, runs past the 11th century Saint Devote Chapel, for the patron saint of Monaco. It takes about 250 construction workers the 6 weeks to install the barriers, grandstands, and catch fencing. Former world champion Nelson Piquet, also known as Max's pseudo step or father-in-law, because it's Kelly's dad, once described the tight claustrophobic nature of the track as like riding a bicycle around your living room. It is extremely narrow. That is why qualifying matters so much, because oftentimes position changes do not happen very much. Monaco has always been a track that has seemed to be kind of, I mean, everyone knows that it's kind of boring, but it's kind of like static, because and F1 has tried, the FIA has tried to make it a little better by doing things like adding mandatory pit stops, but it just doesn't seem like it's working. Monaco is very much more for the history than anything else. So I wouldn't expect for it to be a fully exciting weekend. However, with the cars being the way that they are now, there is always a chance. There are a couple of chances for overtaking, though it is highly unlikely. So I guess, yeah, you never know. It could happen. I mean, this could be the year. But some little historical facts. The first run here was held in 1929, won by a man named William Grover Williams in a Bugatti. The most wins is Ayrton Senna. He has a record for most victories with 6, 5 of which were consecutive from 1989 to 1993. Graham Hill, another Formula One legend, after securing 5 wins, earned the nickname Mr. Monaco. And
Mr. Monaco.
This race, between 1966 and 1996, the races all hold the F1 record for the lowest numbers of cars to finish, with only 4 and 3 cars making it to the checkered flag. 4 cars in 1966 and 3 in 1996. Imagine that. Imagine starting a race with however many cars and only 3 of them end up crossing.
You know what? With the way this year's going, I wouldn't put it past it.
No, don't say it. Don't put it out into the universe like that.
Okay, but think of the content.
I mean, yeah, it could be, it could be kind of fun, I guess,
The
but
content would be great.
yeah,
The overall would be horrific.
yeah. So to put it into perspective, I know I said it earlier, but it's 260 kilometers long, the race length. It's a 3.337 kilometer track, which is just a smidge over 2 miles. I believe the lap record. Actually, I don't know who holds the lap record. You'll have to give me a moment to figure that out. But yeah, this race is, I mean, iconic. And there's been a lot of like crazy things that have happened at the Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, Charles winning was definitely like a big staple or whatever. But you think about all of the crazy races that have happened here and like having those races where only 4 people like cross the finish line at the end of it. I mean, it is insane. But then you think back to like in the 80s and the 90s, between Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna, the two of them literally for like 10 years, one of them won this race. And like it became very quickly the race that everybody wants to win. I'll never forget watching Daniel Ricciardo win it, and there's like this long-standing tradition where when you win the race you like jump in the pool or whatever. But yeah, I feel like it's been fun to watch the celebrations of the people who win this for the first time. So there is part of me that kind of hopes that maybe like Kimi or George win it. I feel like giving somebody the chance to win the Monaco Grand Prix who hasn't before, it would be really fun to see. But I mean, I'm always gonna hold it. I love when people win their home races, so I'm rooting for Charles, and that'll be me every year that he's racing there. The official lap time record is held by Lewis Hamilton when he was with Mercedes in 2021. It is 1 minute and 12.909.
That's insane, actually.
Yep, that was with the Mercedes W12, which makes sense. That car was also pretty much a rocket ship.
We love rocket ships.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for Monaco. It is, like I said, it's not that exciting of a race. Unfortunately, it's faced a lot of criticism about how interesting it actually is.
Right.
But maybe this year is different. I guess we'll see. Cars are a little smaller. Maybe that'll give some sort of
Cars are a little smaller, and I think the only thing that's really gonna shake up could be a bad take. I'll allow it. I think the thing that's really just gonna shake up the standings is just whose car shits the bed.
Yeah, truthfully, like
I think that's the only like real like thing that's gonna change standings if we're not gonna be passing it. Whose car fails.
qualifying here is going to be an interesting one. There's a lot of chances for qualifying. There is a couple of times, if my memory serves me right, there were a couple of times where somebody during qualifying would like go into the wall, or they would skirt off and they would be, taken out or whatever. And because of it, it would mess up other people's times. Monaco's crazy. Like the qualifying is the thing to watch, and it is quite insane. I've been slacking on the qualifiers this year. I haven't watched very many of them. I will probably watch these.
What time was it for us, actually? Do we have it pinned down?
Yeah, so Monaco, let me see.
Because we're kind of out of our nice timed for us. 9 a.m. is the Grand Prix itself.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's gonna be early in the morning for us, but I wake up pretty early.
We could wake up for it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. But yes, for those of you who would like to know, keep in mind Central Standard Time. Friday are your free practices at 6:30 a.m. CST and then 10 a.m. Saturday, third practice is at 5:30 in the morning. The pre-qualifying show at 8 and qualifying at 9 a.m. The race will be held on Sunday, again 8 a.m. CST. Yeah,
Ugh.
this is the point where it gets a little rough to watch.
This is
me.
the point where we sleep it off and then we gather back later that night and we watch.
No, this is the time where my sleep schedule gets real crazy because I will have no spoilers. I will be watching those races live.
That's fair.
Anyways,
my dogs will not allow me for that.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, your dogs will probably wake you up for the races, no?
No, in theory, yes, but it's random sidebar. My dogs require so much work in the morning that I don't get to sit down for like an hour and a half after waking up because there's just a bunch that goes into feeding, care, training, so they don't destroy me throughout the day. So, if I wake up and I'm not waking up before 6 a.m., right? If you're kidding me for all that stuff. But, if I wake up at 8, realistically, I wouldn't be able to do anything till 10 a.m. minimum.
That's okay. We can always talk about the race afterwards.
True. It's not like we don't talk about the race throughout the entire week.
Yeah, true. It's not like we have a podcast that we talk about it week to week.
We have a podcast?
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
All right. Everybody, enjoy your week off. We will see you June 7th, that weekend in Monaco.
Yippee!
All right. See you guys
so
there.
excited.
Me too. Okay. Goodbye. Bye.